What's up, my people? You're not tuned in to me TV. Now, we gonna bring you all the stories about the stories that we need to bring you stories about. You feel me? So, that's what we gonna do. Some stories might be good, some stories might be tragic, but hey man, that's how these stories go. I don't make it up. Now we getting into it. You feel me? So look, man, bang the like button, bang that subscribe button. You see them on the screen. Yeah, them right there. Hit the like and subscribe, man. Hit that right there. Now we about to get started with our story. What's down, my people? So today, you heard me, we gonna be talking about Big Mike and the Rap A Lot beef and a couple of things that went on that kind of derailed or put how could I say, a dark cloud over his career. And he have problems still to this day. Probably not active problems, but it's still how could I say, unsettled business. You feel what I'm saying? So, boom, we get to Big Mike. So Big Mike is originally from the Ninth Ward of New Orleans. You feel what I'm saying? But when he was young, he used to go back and forth from Houston to New Orleans. Sometimes he used to get in trouble, you know what I'm saying, in New Orleans and go to Houston. You feel me? So he was, Big Mike was a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. That's what it just boiled down to. Big Mike was a street nigga. So anytime he get in trouble, he go to Houston. And he was familiar with Houston. You feel what I'm saying? So boom. 1991, he debuted with a crazy flow, crazy style, man. Anybody remember Something Serious? Or if anybody remember Hard to Hit? That's two of the early 90s better albums. Now you got to remember, Big Mike was in a group with another Houston legend called Mr. 3-2. You feel what I'm saying? They formed the group called the Convicts. You feel me? Yes, they formed the group called the Convicts. So at a point in time, Big Mike and Mr. 3-2 as well was in the West Coast, on the West Coast, messing with Suge, Snoop, all that whole little camp over there, that whole death row camp, corrupt everybody, you feel me? So, now mind you, he already got a big connection in Houston. So, this around the time the Ghetto Boys together or whatnot, and Willie D happens to leave out the group. Now, remember I told you guys he has ties to Houston. So, while he's out here with Dre, Snoop, and all these other guys, and Suge paying for him to be out there or whatever, I guess the business didn't work out right, or the music wasn't coming out as fast as it was supposed to. I don't really know. But either way, he ended up replacing Willie D in the Ghetto Boys. You feel me? Now, I told you before that he's originally from the Ninth Ward of New Orleans. So his flow was a mixture, a fire hybrid mixture that was a style of his own that was second to none. This guy was hot. For all my guys who watching, ladies who watching, if you're not old enough, you might not even know who this guy is. You might just think I'm just talking about an irrelevant individual. But he made major footprints in hip-hop, especially in the early 90s. See, when a company controls your rights, they control the narrative of your story. You feel me? And sometimes, and especially with this social media day, you get a chance to tell your story. You feel what I'm saying? So now let me get back to it. So he end up with the Ghetto Boys, right? Boom. Now, ever since he entered the Ghetto Boys, it was animosity from jump with Scarface. Him and Scarface did not get along. And it was pretty much due to the fact that Big Mike had his own following. Big Mike was pretty much his own thing without the Ghetto Boys. But by him having so much reverence for the city of Houston and him going back and forth, he basically grew up between half New Orleans and half Houston. So he had a genuine love for it. So it was a no-brainer for him to join Ghetto Boys. And when he joined Ghetto Boys caught fire once again. And through that avenue, Big Mike started getting other interests from other labels. Not only that, Big Mike starting to see how the business is ran. So, long story short, Big Mike started having success on the album, right? So Big Mike is not seeing his money in its proper fashion. But everything changed once he started to ask for his money. Now here it is. We think JPRINCE, this big Rap-A-Lot entity or whatever, is just solid street dudes or whatever. These dudes are snitches. These dudes are rats. These dudes will tell. And if you look at it now, the fault is all over social media. Dry snitching, telling, giving names, doing certain shit to try to clear his son's name. You feel me? Which is foul. So picture back in the 90s, what type of things he was trying to pull off. But I could tell you one thing. Big Mike was a street nigga and he wasn't going for it. That's why you hear Rap-A-Lot celebrate the ones that they treated pretty much like clowns. They treated them like clowns, did whatever they want, they celebrate them. But a guy like Big Mike who had all of the commercial success that was needed, he get tucked off in the back. Why is Big Mike getting tucked off in the back? Because his contributions to hip-hop alone should be spoke about. Him being friends with Tupac, him dealing with the West Coast Dre, Suge, all this. And the Convicts alone, him and Mr. 3-2 made great contributions not only to the Houston music scene, but the early hip-hop music scene. You feel me? So, one thing we got to understand, JPRINCE been doing these tactics, but he ran up against a guy who wasn't going for it. Just as well as Willie D. Willie D was not going for it. That's why Willie D is not popularized like he's supposed to be. You feel me? And you see Willie D having to make his own way about the scenario. You feel me? So, as these dudes shining, it's an incident that happened with him and Scarface. He was blowing up so big, him and Scarface got into it. Really, Scarface just swung on him. And he could have really hurt Scarface because everybody know the whispers was Big Mike a street nigga. He don't play that shit. You feel me? So that was the whispers. So when they approached after all the disgruntledness, after all the contract issues, after all this, right? Pause. I skipped the part. So when he asked for his money, right? When a record was doing very well, right? This became an issue with JPRINCE. So the money that was owed to him was going to be given to him as money down on a new deal. So basically, if I break it down to me, every time I get money from Rap-A-Lot as Big Mike, I have to sign a contract. And mind you, he wasn't even out of his contract that he's in. He still had things to do and obligations to carry out. So this was Rap-A-Lot way of almost locking this artist down for life and keeping them in continuous debt. You feel me? So when that was being said, and Big Mike refused, of course, it was an incident that happened that almost took the life of Big Mike. But Big Mike just so happened he had a feeling. And at the right moment, at the right time, he wasn't where he was before, 5 minutes before. And that alone saved his life right there. But man, this is an interesting story. I'm going to let you hear the clip on Big Mike and Big Mike speak on it for itself. But let me know what you think down in the comments, man. I'm going to let you listen to this clip and come back to you guys, man. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Let me know what you think about this. Rap A Lot is really Rat A Lot Records, man. Comment below. Let me know where you from commenting, whether you from Houston or anything, you feel me? So I'm about to let you hit this clip right here. And I'll be back with you.
I'm still able to make some history for myself and establish a legacy for my line. You know what I mean? For my time there and whatnot, you know. So and listen, man, I'm still doing it, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, at a high level, finish the job. It says it all.
Answer me this though, Mike. Where do you feel like it kind of got off track at Rap A Lot?
Man, it was monies. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. You know, I'm willing to grow with a company. I know everybody don't have that business class when they first come into the game. You know what I mean? We got to learn as we go. But when the monies ain't right, you see what I'm saying? Because I'm coming to your label. I'm trusting you, black man. I'm a young black man. I'm trusting you that this gonna be a home for me and my music. I could be able to go back and take care of my mama, my sisters and brothers, my children. You dig what I'm saying? But when the monies ain't right and yours is being taken care of, but I got to go back to my mama, she's still in the project. Yeah. And I got a gold record at the time, it don't add up. The shit was embarrassing. Go around other artists and I'm like, they ain't even sold half the records I sold, but they living better than me. You feel me? And it was like that was the tone with the other artists on the label. They might not have said nothing, but that was it. Niggas looking at us like we supposed to be doing it. We the hardest thing moving. You feel me? And then the money ain't adding up. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh man, I wasn't impressed with the CEO just pulling up looking fresh. I want to look fresh too. I want to be secure as well. You know what I mean? So that's when started the rockiness in the relationship with me and Rap A Lot. You know, it came to an ugly head. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to get into all of that right now, but you know what I'm saying? I wound up going to the penitentiary for my part in it. That's what happened with my career. You know what I'm saying? Contractual disputes and leading into some gangster shit. And I wound up having to go to the penitentiary. You know, everybody was wondering what happened to Big Mike, what happened to Big Mike, all kind of rumors going around. Man, he was on drugs, he went crazy. None of this is true. I did as much drugs as any other artist did drugs at the time. You feel me? Yeah. Right? None of this is true. You feel me? Yeah. My record company handled me faulty. They came at me faulty. When they came at me faulty, I ain't go to the authorities. But when I came back at them, how they came back at me, people go to the authorities. I wound up in the penitentiary. I'm like, all right, cool. I called that shot. Feel me? I'm gonna take my lick. I take my lick, I come back home. God was with me throughout the whole ordeal. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm here, loving my life. You feel me? Looking good, sounding good. The father, a grandfather, you feel me? So I'm blessed, man.
To bring it full circle though, Mike, were you ever able to get back in contact with Rap A Lot and just, you know, Prince and them and just say, hey man, we need to bury the hatchet and figure this stuff out? Or was there ever any clarity put into place behind everything?
No, it wasn't. I really haven't had any dealings. When Pimp C came home, right? That was my boy. He was like, Mike, man, I need you on my album, Revelation album. He was like, look, we're gonna take the song that people know you from. Yeah, put that shit on my shit, it's gonna put you back on their mind. You know what I mean? I did it for my nigga, it was for him. Yeah, it had nothing to do, you know what I mean, with Rap A Lot, how I felt about them, that was for my guy. But outside of that, I hadn't had any contact with Rap A Lot. I did, you know, I was with the artists,
Yeah.
Like, I went to the artists and stuff that was on the label or that's still on the label or whatnot, you know, and we all cordial and shit, you know what I'm saying, you know, but, yeah, I really had no dealings with, J Prince. Really hadn't even had the opportunity to talk to him or even try to sit down. You know what I'm saying? He can't sit down with me until he pay me. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the truth about it. You know what I'm saying? We can be all peace and you know, do it and get together and do another record for the culture and all of that there. But you got, you know what I'm saying, you got to take care of what you ain't take care of with me. Now, I don't know how all other artists feel about it, but I'm just saying with me. You know what I'm saying? And then I just want to get back to doing the music for the people, man, giving the people the music that they want to hear. I know what they want, you know what I'm saying? But there's something, an issue standing in the way of them getting with.
Yeah, man. So as you can see from the horse's mouth, Rap-A-Lot been over there playing rat-a-lot games for a long time, man. It's not that this man is so powerful. He gonna tell. He gonna snitch on something behind the scenes. And then come out in the public and make it seem like they all gangsters. Yeah, he gonna get a bunch of flunkies to do his dirty work for him. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why it's imperative for him to keep the money so he could pay off motherfuckers to do stuff for him. You feel what I'm saying? So it was always an illusion of what he could do from what the amount of money he had. But now all that shit done dwindled. It's 2023 and the playing field is even. Once you start subjecting yourself to the social media, Mr. Prince, all that then went down. And that's why we was able to bring up Big Mike, or people was able to see who Big Mike was, Big Mike's story, and really recognize Willie D's story and how it been had people standing up to you. It's just these the stories that don't get told or talked about because you are made to seem like you the boogeyman of Texas and you really not. Because your antics don't fly in no other city but Houston. It don't fly in San Antonio. It doesn't fly in Dallas. You feel me? It doesn't fly anywhere else in Texas. So your reach does not go as far as Houston. And nowadays, your reach don't go as far as the fifth. But yeah, man, tell me what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Hit the notification bell so you can get every video when I post this joint. Let me know where you watching it from. And yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to be back with another one. You hear me? On Me TV. You hear me? Yeah, man.